Hello my marvellous sausages, we're here at the beginning of Act Heresy and we've got the final Intrinsic for the Barrow Dyad exotic submachine gun. So I'm going to show you how to get that, and then we're also going to get in this one as well the one for all catalyst. We can kind of kill two birds with one stone here. Now there is a third catalyst that's become available as well for target lock, but that's going to have to be a separate video because it's a complete pain in the bum to get. Yes, so in this video we're going to go and get the Intrinsic and we're going to get our first one for all catalyst. So what you need to do is come here to the shaping slab in Eris's flat, and then you can see we've got the exotic icon behind us there, so we'll just approach it. I wonder if that's the icon. There we are, I've worked it, done it right, look. One last set of signals to track down Guardian, blah-de-blah. Here it is, the Dyadic Perfection. We've got to collect 6 more Osseous fragments and complete the Sunless Cell Strike, okay? Now the Osseous fragments, we've had to collect numerous numbers of these. I think it's, what was it, 18 altogether for the last few steps for the Intrinsics. So these 6 are now located in the Sunless Cell Strike, which is the new strike that we've got. So we'll pick that baby up there. Now, something else I need to point out as well, for the Sunless Cell Strike completed, the next step for the catalyst for one for all, you can collect this by making sure you've got the Barrow Dyad equipped before you complete the strike, okay? So you don't have to have it on all the way throughout the strike, but before you take on the final boss, I'd recommend you make sure you got your Barrow Dyad in, because what will happen then is that the secret quest for the one for all catalyst will drop. It'll save you having to go back in and run the Sunless Cell Strike one more time with the Barrow Dyad to get that as well, if you see what I'm saying. So we're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here, and we're going to pile on in, and first of all, I'm going to show you the 6 locations of the Osseous Fragment, and we'll complete the strike too. So we want to go into the Sunless Cell Strike, so that's just by Eris here. There it is there, so grab your stuff and get on in. Now the first part isn't, there's no Osseous Fragments in this first little bit. We're running through the Mausoleum. You can see the way that you're able to go. We're going to kind of make our way to the Founts, for that is where the first battle is. And in this kind of area, there's going to be 3 of these fragments for us to collect. Now they do start showing up on the radar, but then some of them don't, so I don't know. It's just a bit of a Bungie jankyism going on there. So you can see, look, the first one is already highlighted. It's just at the very end of this corridor. They do all glow as well, so they're quite easy to see in that regard. Well, at least some of them are that aren't up someone's behind. Yes. So you want to grab that first Osseous fragment there. Now the next one is quite close by as well. You just want to spin around and carry on through the strike. But as we come down here, you want to stop and you want to look up to your right, and you can just see it glowing right up the top there, look. It's a little bit dark. You want to get purchase of some of the sticky out bits, so up there, and then I'm right to the top there, lovely, and grab that baby. There's number 2, yes, number 2. Now then, once you pick that one up, we're going to go to the first scrap. But what you want to do is run all the way to the end of the corridors. You can see there's a couple of wonderfully helpful chaps there, yes. They didn't know I was doing the video, of course, but thanks to them, yes. So you want to jump down here and make your way round to the kind of central area. And then when you're looking up a ramp at the spinning capstan, you know you're in the right place, okay? So turn around, look through these 2 little capstans. There's the big one turning there. Now what you need to do here is you want to take a left and keep on going this way. This is a very kind person, Loki, shooting me. Look, saying me, look, there's an Osseous fragment over here. Destiny community can be very helpful and nice. Don't believe all the bad hype. Right, so it's not quite there. Look, you can see it's just here. There we go. So that's fragment number 3. Now, fragments number 4 and 5 are in the room where you've got to deactivate the 2 big blights. So you're just following the standard route of the strike, really. You're going to the part where it says unseal the doors. Now there's 2 in this room here. First one's pretty easy to see, although it doesn't show it on the map. You want to take a left look, and as you just look over the edge of the steps, you can just faintly see it there. Be really careful, it's very dark, and there's gaps in the floor, okay, which make you could fall through the center. So you want to grab your Osseous fragment there, and then we're going to spin around and go and get the other one, which is kind of exactly underneath where we came in. Now I had a little bit of trial and error, which is the best way to do this. So I did try, and I have seen people getting to it from this side here. So what I'm going to do is just jump over the edge, look, and you can just see ever so slightly, we want to go up there, right? That's where we need to go. but I died like an idiot. However, on the other side, if you get your ghost out, you can see platforms appear, which you can stand on. And you can see I just missed it there. So another try, get me ghost out, see the platforms there, and then I'm just jumping over to that platform. You probably could get to them a lot easier from the blight over at the other side. However, I've landed on the platforms here, and then it'll light up as you get close, and there we go. There's the 5th Osseous fragment. Now, the final Osseous fragment is just after the scrap in the next room. So it's a bit of a pain to get out there, so you can just die if you want to, and then you'll get respawned into the other room or pulled through if you're doing it solo by other players. Better than getting pulled off, I suppose. Now, after this scrap here where you kill the taken ogre, the doors are going to open up, and the last one's going to be just around the corner. So there we go, get killed. We're going to go through the doorway now. And I actually thought it was going to be a little bit further on, so I got a little bit confused here. But as you come to the doorway here, look, it's just up there. You can see where that fellow's shooting there and where he's jumped to. That's exactly where it is. So, yeah, I got confused. So we come from there, and instead of running down the pathway there, you want to jump up to your left. And there we go. That's the 6th Osseous fragment. Pick that up. That's that bit done. Nice. Now make sure at this point you've got your Barrow Dyad on, just in case you don't want to risk it, and then you just want to complete the strike as normal. Jump down the hole and kill Othnail the Transformer, and once he's dead, oh, there we are, a nice Chaos Reach to the face there. The chest will appear, and that's when you'll also get the Catalyst step, which is that's the quivering mound of something or other. What's it called? So there's my panic response there. That's the Intrinsic. There's the trembling Osseous spine. That's what we need now to start the quest for the One for All catalyst. Now, just before we go and do the One for All catalyst, I just want to show you what the panic response 5 does. First of all, you need to come to the relic and you need to reshape it with the panic response on it. Okay, so we go to submachine guns here. We go to Barrow Dyad and reshape it. I've already reshaped mine here, and I got a bit confused because I was wondering what was going on. However, once you've applied this, you can come over here then, look to the Taken Divergence, and then you can pick which one of these paths you can apply to your weapon. So you can change it whenever you want, but you can only change it at the shaping slab. Okay, so the one I particularly like is Blighted Generator. The longer this weapon remains on target, Blighted Seekers burrow into targets and explode. You've got hitting 3 different targets, generates a large amount of blight. Blighted Seekers bore through targets. So I think I'm going to put the Taken Ambition on there, which is the one I think that I like, but I might change my mind. And then you can just reshape it in there. Shaped weapon, look, but there's no cost to doing that. So that's the way they've managed to integrate the changing of the slabs, because that's the way we used to do it, by changing the actual shaping slabs. And now you can do it just by recrafting the weapon, which is a little bit of a pain in the bum, because it would have been quite nice to change it on the fly. But generally, I think you want to be able to use one anyway, so I'm going to stick to that one, or at least I'm going to see what I do. Anyway, right, let's go back now to the shaping slab and cash in our jelly osseous quivering thing. Right, so here we are in Eris's abode. We'll go to the shaping slab, we'll approach, and then you'll see we'll be able to turn in our doodah, or actually what's going to happen is the next one's going to be here. It's called a 100-fold path. Take a picture of that. Now, what we've got to do here is grab the Tithing worm spawn. Now, there's 2 types of worms in the Dreadnought Nether area. You've got the Tithing worm spawn and the Ravenous worm spawn. And each type is tied to what mode you've got the shaping slab switched to, okay? So let's pick that up here. And for this one, you need to be on the Mastery of Ambition. You know, where he looks like he's straining to go to the toilet there, on the path of ambition here. And this is where we go and find the remaining 2 Tithing worm spawn. Now, if you've been doing the quest up to this point, you've only got 2 more to find. There are 10 to find altogether, so that means there's already been 8. So let me show you where these 8 are first of all, and then I'll show you where the final 2 are as well. They're going to be in the new area. We've got a 5th area called Hull Breach that has dropped with Act 3. Now, what you need to remember about the Nether before we jump in is there's 3 landing zones you can access from the start. There's 2 other zones, which is the Founts and then the new one, the Hull Breach. You can only get to those after you've already landed in the Dreadnought. You can't land in there directly. So the best way to go and get these worms is to load into one area and then follow through. And if it's not the area that you like, just load back in. I'd go into the Nether Explore to do this, and just keep on loading in until you've finished all 3 of the main loading zones, which is the Mausoleum, the Hall of Souls, and the Trenchway. And then you're going to have to play through until you get to either the Founts or the Hull Breach, okay? So we're going to jump in, and I'm going to start off with the Trenchway. So this first one, once you land in there, you don't have to give any of the kick-ins, of course. We're just going to run right the way up to the far end to one of the protuberances. Good word, that, protuberance. It's almost as good as puddle, but not quite. Anyway, sorry, talking rubbish. We're going to run up here, avoiding all the gits. Isn't it beautiful here? I do like it. I hope we get to drive the dreadnought around the place. Something tells me we might. Anyway, this large rock here you can see in the centre. You can't see it from this side. You're going to have to go around. But old Wormy Poo is wedged in there, so you want to pick that baby up, yes? Don't forget as well, every time you get shot, it stops you collecting them. So make sure you kill anybody with violence who's trying to annoy you, and then pick up the worm. Right, now the next one, we're going to have to go out to the big chasm type area in the other room, which is still considered the Trenchway, but we need to wend our merry way there. Now there's 3 entrances to this Trenchway, and this is the nearest one. We are the Trenchway. And the other Trenchway, Worm 2, here we go. So we're going to go through this little exit here, avoid all the more gits, because who cares about them, you know what I mean? And then, now we're going to go over to where all those glowing orangey yellow pustules are, okay? So we need to keep on running down here. Well, we're over on that side we are, is what I mean. We're not going to the pustules, we're on the side of the pustules. Was that clear? Yes, clear as mud, I'd imagine. Right, so we want to jump up here, and then you want to take a right. Now, it's lodged on one of the turned-up flaps of skin, which is quite nice, isn't it? Because this is Dreadnought, and all the stuff is peeling back. I like saying that all the time, because it's great. Anyway, we're nearly there. Turn around, and then you can see it's just up here in the flap. Look, I've jumped over it. There we go. There's Trenchway Worm number 2. Right, next we're off to the Mausoleum. So, yes, make sure you pick up a chesticle, if you've got a chesticle worth picking up. Now, what we're doing is, that's going up to the back. We're going to take a right, and we're going to jump over to the other side. You can see the worm already there, glowing on a smaller of the 2 taken bowlarks. Now, I remember this footage here because I got a bit confused because I landed on this bowlark and picked the worm up, and then I slipped off, so I had to jump back up again, but I jumped off from the second bowlark, which explains why I'm slightly higher up than that one. But anyway, going from both these 2 bowlarks, we're going to jump over onto this tentacly thing, and then you can see the worm there, look, risen up on the right there. It's not too far from the Cabal, which you have to shoot for some of the secrets. You can see the slimy git sitting there. So just jump over here, look, and there's a Mausoleum worm, and that's the 4th worm so far. 4 more to go, I mean 6. Right then, to the Hall of Souls with us for worm number 5. Now, this first worm is kind of hidden away in one of the little encounter areas here, so just kill a Diagets. You want to hang a right from where we spawn in, and you can see a large bubbly room in here, and the worm is sitting on top of that taken bowlack there as well. Don't forget you've got lots of gittage in here too who might stop you from pressing the collect button in a very irritating fashion. So execute them forthwith and then pick up the worm. So next we're going to go and get the worm number 6 in the Hall of Souls. Actually, it's only worm number 2 in the Hall of Souls, but number 6 altogether. Now, it's on the far end again, little bit of a trek. This one's quite tucked away in a little annoying hidey hole. So here we go, past the little court of blades. I still call it Court of Oryx because I'm old school. I'm bloody old everything, actually. Anyway, jump far away, across the way, rather, not jump far away. And you can see that little peeled bit of skin down there. That's where we want to go. So, that's an Osseous fragment, that is the thing you just saw there. So jump down in the little hole. Now, you're going to have a chest down here as well. Oh, there's 3 vases in there. That's quite handy. There's a tiny little hole in the floor. Jump down there, and there we go. There is your 6th tithing worm. Next, we're going to go to the Founts. Remember, this has no landing zone. You've got to get there. We're into the capstan room here. You know, the room that plunges up and down. Look at the capstan. Spin around, and then you want the taken testicles that are growing. You want to jump up onto the one on the left-hand side here. And we're just going to make our way up to the top there. It's a little bit of a fiddle. Don't worry about getting shot because you're immortal. And you can see it, look, just up here on the left. So you want to spin around and grab that. You can kill gits, of course, if you want to, like I like to do wherever I go. Anyway, they're killed. There's the 7th tithing worm. Now, the 8th one, we just have to jump back down right to ground level. Let's just do that here. Spin around, and we're going to go through the way out that's directly behind us there. Then as we pop out, we're going to hang a right. It's not too far from here. And then we're going to be running all the way up to the top right-hand corner here as well. So past this pillar, don't worry about the gittage. And it's just going to be over on the left, rather. Okay, so we've turned right, and we're going to go to the left. Jump up here, and you can just see it tucked away behind this little testicle as well. Lovely. There we go. So that's all 8 tithing worms that you can pick up. Now we're on to the new area, the hull breach. And once again, like I said, you can't jump into here in the landing zone. You've got to get in here from one of the other areas. Okay, so it's just RNG, unfortunately, as to whether or not you're going to do it. I'm going to try to get in here from jumping in with the solo nether. Let's see. I'll report back how long it's taken me. Now, actually, I think I was a right spawny get, because just after my first arrival, I came here and I got into the hull breach. So, let's show you exactly where these are then. So the first one is going to be right across the way. So we're going to have to shut it, computer. We're going to have to make our way over to the opposite side of the dreadnought. You might get gits spawning in, of course, because there's loads of gits here. Look at the massive sword that's been plunged into the side of the dreadnought. Excellent. And there's the old Cabal ship. Look, now it looks all a bit weird. There's a big git there as well. But we're going to ignore the big gits. Here we go. Here where it can get a little bit, you know, sort of poo your pantsy. But that's all right. We're going to run all the way over to the far corner, ignoring all the gittage. Hello, Toland. We've got Toland here. We've got loads to do here. But anyway, we're running over here, look. So, we're in the far, far corner now from where we started off. Let's just run up here. And you can see that's where we started from. So, we've got to jump up onto this bit here. Let's do this. Now, it's kind of up here. You can see, look, it's already appeared on my radar. So, we want to kind of get up there, look. So, I kind of land on that little lip there. And then on this little lip here. And there it is. There is our tithing wormses. Excellent. So, there's number 1 here in the hull breach. Let's pick that baby up. Right, so next we're going to run over to a blocked off taken doorway, which would appear to be over there. So, let's do that. Let's run along here. We've got, I thought that was another worm then, but it's just a jug. Yes, we're going over to the far corner here now. Watch the wizard there. God knows what they're up to. And we're going to keep on going right past the old crashed Cabal ship, which is great, isn't it, really? I like coming back here. Running across here, I haven't explored this at all yet. This is the first time I've ever been in here, look. And here we go, we can see the worm is just piddling around here somewhere. Now, hang on, where is it? Yes, actually, so it's not in here by the door, it's just above it. So we need to back out a little bit and then go up onto the debris here. And there we go, we just saw it in there, look. So how do we get in there? There we go. We're just going this way, look, and there we go. There is the 10th tithing worm. Let's grab that, baby, and that should progress our step. Excellent, the 100-fold path. The last thing we need to do then is complete the sudden cell strike using only high rate of fire weapons, so submachine guns, auto rifles, or machine guns, as well as the Barrow Dyad. So, let's go and do that. Let's stick everything on that we need to now. Barrow Dyad, where are you? So, just to be safe, I've saved. I'm stuck in my Barrow Dyad, I'm stuck in my Dark Decider, which is an auto rifle, and I've got my Watchful Eye machine gun. Right, let's go and complete the Sunless cell then, lovely. Hooray, we've killed him. Let's go and see. There we go. I've got my one-for-all refit as well. Lovely. There we go. Excellent. So that's not too bad, although in saying that, if you are having problems getting into the hull breach, I'm sorry about that, but there's nothing we can do about it. The next one, which is arguably the best catalyst, is the target lock catalyst, is an absolute RNG wanger. So I'm going to be starting to work on that video now as soon as I put this one up, and I'll bring that one to you as soon as humanly possible. Anyway, folks, I hope you found that guide useful, and let me know in the comments how you're managing as well. Lovely stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Sausage hurt.